my friends. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you the 5 things that I wish I knew before adopting my children from foster care. This is not going to be like one of those normal ones. Oh, I wish I knew that it wasn't so hard, or I was going to get attached. I'm going to keep it real. We're not going to sugarcoat things. I'm just going to dive right in. Adoption is extremely tragic. It is a child that is removed from their natural biological family. It is very traumatic. I'm not just talking about the child. We have a mother that lost her child forever. Aunties, uncles, cousins, fathers, brothers, sisters, they're losing a family member. This is very traumatic, and I think every adoptive parent needs to know the magnitude of this. So it's really important to know, although you may be really excited to adopt and give love to a child that needs love, they are coming from a broken family. I'm not saying that I didn't know this going into adopting a child, but I didn't think too much, I'll be honest, about the extended family. They all are grieving the loss of this family member, and your child is going to grieve it also. And they all have their own emotions and their own grieving process, and it's really important that we're sensitive and realize that all of this is going on. I'm going to dip a little bit deeper into this a little bit later on in the video, so stay tuned for that, because I think it's really important for we all to be honest and real about this situation. Now, the number 2 thing is connection with biological family. I had no idea how important keeping this connection would be. Yes, I plan to speak about them and get to know them, their names, their birth dates, so that I had that information, but I didn't know how important it was, if possible, to actually keep that connection and relationship. It's pretty common knowledge that keeping that relationship is going to be beneficial for the child, but it also is really beneficial for the family. Imagine not knowing where your biological child that you birthed is, not having any communication with the adoptive parent, not knowing how they're growing up, if they're sick, if they're still living, if they're not. So keeping that connection and still kind of like fostering the family even after adoption is something that I wish I knew how important it was, but I'm really happy that I'm able to tell you guys so you guys can be a little bit more prepared. I realize that sometimes a connection with the biological family is not possible for whatever reason, but doing your research and getting as much information as you can, names, birth dates, history, location, family members, and such, is really important to have that information for your child as they get older, and especially if they want to do their own research later on. Okay, number 3 is one that I don't think people really talk about. Check your circle, guys. You are going to learn who your true friends are, who are going to support you when adopting a child, who is not going to support you, who is going to be those family members that really step up and become hands-on and really become someone that you can rely on as your supportive system. I have had friends come and go during my adoption process, and I've kind of noticed who my real, true supportive friends are during this process. So I know that seems weird, like why would anyone want to drop off and not be your friend anymore? But you never know. You never know. So I kind of wish I knew that beforehand, but you're also going to meet a lot of new people, other foster parents and adoptive parents, and you're going to share that connection, and you're going to build relationships with people that you really, really need their support, because they can empathize because they're going through the same process as you. Okay, number 4 is kind of a given, but I'm going to talk about it anyways because I feel like it's the most important one. Love is not enough, people. You cannot just say, oh, I'm going to adopt this child and I'm going to love this child and give them a good home and put them into a private school and give them all these opportunities that they wouldn't have. It's not enough. You are doing your child a disservice by just doing that and not doing the rest of the work. You know, learning about their culture, especially in a transracial adoption, learning about their history and teaching them about it, and providing tools like books and coaches and teachers in that diverse neighborhood so they can see that representation, that positive representation of how people look like them are accomplishing things, and they can too. And number 5, I'm not gonna cry. Yes, you will love your adopted child just as much as you would a biological child. I think a lot of people are scared to adopt because they're like, am I gonna be able to have that connection? Am I gonna be able to love that child like I do the child that I birthed? Am I gonna feel it? I'm scared that I'm not gonna feel it. Girl, I love my adopted children so deeply, like I gave birth to them. I realize that not everyone has this feeling. You know, there sometimes is not an instant connection when you pick them up from the hospital or they get dropped off at your doorstep or you meet them for the first time. But for me, all 5 of my children, I will lick their faces and wipe their butts for the rest of their lives. I am absolutely obsessed and madly in love with them, and I do not think of them any different as if I birthed them myself. If you're scared to adopt because you're not sure you're gonna love that child or have that connection with the child as you do your biological child, I'm not saying that it's a guarantee, but most likely, yes, you will. So don't be scared. Yes, you will love that child just like if you birthed that child on your own. Before I close this out, I want to give you a little bonus tip. Remember, your children are watching. So if someone asks you, is that your child? Say yes. Don't say it's my, yeah, but she's adopted, or that's my adopted child, or that's my adopted son. Your child is watching, and that is your child. So say, yes, that's my daughter. Yes, that's my son. Just hearing the words adopted could be a trigger for that child and make them feel differently and not as connected to you, especially if you have biological children in the home. So if someone asks you when your children are around, if that is your child, say, yes. That's my daughter. That's my oldest daughter. That's my youngest daughter. That's my oldest son. Staying away from using the word adopted around your children is going to really help them grow up feeling confident and connected and really a part of the family. Okay, another bonus. You got to have thick skin. You got to have thick skin because people are going to judge you. People are going to say things. People are going to say things to your children, which I never thought about, but you need to learn to equip your children with phrases and things to say back to them that they're comfortable with, and they will just kind of shut down the conversation because your children do not have to explain to anyone their story or their situation. So if, for example, if someone says, hey, are you adopted? You know, equip your children with the confidence. Just be like, yep, I am. They don't need to say anything more, anything less, just equipping them with the knowledge and the confidence to be able to just say something back is really important, which I never thought I would have to do. I never thought I would have to deal with people asking my children those questions, especially when I'm not around. So having that conversation and thinking of things to say back is gonna help your child. And it's also gonna help your relationship. It's all about that communication and keeping that relationship going. What is he doing? What are you doing? He's playing with the Beanie Baby. So I wanted to make this video just kind of a quick one and talk about things that really aren't talked about enough or in these type of videos, the real and raw aspects that I learned along the way. I definitely need to make another video because as I talk about this, there's so many other things that are popping up. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned for a part 2 because I think I got lots more to talk about in this category. There's so much things that I wish I knew and I think would be beneficial for people looking to adopt. I invite you guys to put down below, what are the things that you wish you knew before you adopted? Let's create a community, a supportive community where we can help each other and learn from each other so we can do better and grow and adapt and learn for our children so we can help each other and help this community grow. Thanks guys, I will see you in the next one.